Hello students, I am going to give introduction to international trade. Before that, we make an understand about what is trade. Trade refers to buying and selling of goods and services for money. It involves transfer or exchange of goods and services for money. The producer or the manufacturer produces the goods, then moves on to the wholesaler, then to retailer, and finally to the ultimate consumer. It is also essential for satisfaction of human wants. It is conducted not only for the sake of earning profit, but also it provides services to the consumer and it enhances the standard of living of the consumers. Let us look at the different types of trade. Trade can be divided into two types. One is internal trade and another one is international trade. First going to see about internal trade. It is also known as home trade or domestic trade. It is conducted within the political and geographical boundaries of a country. It can be at local level, regional level, or national level. It is carried among traders of Delhi, Mumbai, etc. It can be further subdivided into two trade, wholesale trade and retail trade. First one is the wholesale trade. It involves buying in large quantities from producers or manufacturers and selling in lots to retailer for resale to consumers. The wholesaler is a link between producer and retailer. Next one is the retail trade. It involves buying in smaller lots from the wholesaler and selling in very small quantities to the consumer for personal use. The retailer is the last link in the chain of distribution. Now I will focus on international trade. It is also known as foreign trade or external trade. It refers to buying and selling between two or more countries. For example, there are two traders named as Mr. X and Mr. Y. Mr. X is a trader from Mumbai, sells his goods to Mr. Y. He is another trader from New York. Then this is an example of foreign trade. The international trade may be bilateral or multilateral trade. The bilateral trade means trade among two countries. Multilateral trade means trade among many countries. This trade can be further subdivided into three groups: export trade, import trade, and interport trade. First, going to see about the export trade. When a trader from home country sells his goods to the trader located in another country, it is called export trade. Import trade. When a trader in home country obtains or purchases goods from a trader located in another country, it is called import trade. Interport trade. When goods are imported from one country and then re-exported after doing some processing, it is called interport trade. Here are some of the importance of international trade. International trade enables the fuller utilization of resources. The underdeveloped countries are not in a position to use their mineral resources, so they export their raw materials to developed countries where the goods are needed the most. By virtue of international trade, the consumer gets an opportunity to consume a large variety of goods produced by different countries. This improves the quality of life of the people. Next, the international trade enables every country to dispose of their surplus production. It also encourages the countries to compete with each other in the production of different kinds of goods at low cost of production. And it also widens the extent of market. Every country makes an attempt to produce the different goods in large quantities, and it also stimulates the spirit of competition among the entrepreneurs. The international trade promotes mutual cooperation among different countries. So it creates an atmosphere of goodwill and friendship among the trading countries. Now I like to move on to the scope of international trade. The aim of international trade is to increase the production and to raise the standard of living of the people. First one is the uneven distribution of natural resources. The different countries of the world have different amount of natural resources, and they differ from each other in regard to climate, minerals and other factors. For example, Cuba can produce more sugar, Egypt can produce more cotton, and Argentina can produce more wheat. Next one is the division of labor and specialization. Due to uneven distribution of natural resources, some countries are more suitable placed to produce some goods more economically than other countries, but they are geographically at a disadvantageous position to produce other goods. So they specialize in the production of such goods in which they have some natural advantages in the form of availability of raw materials, labor, climatic condition, etc., and exchange these goods from other countries. Next is the difference in economic growth rate. Some countries are developed, some are developing, while there are some other countries which are underdeveloped. These underdeveloped and developing countries have to depend upon the developed one for financial help. This encourages the international trade. Next the one is the theory of comparative cost. According to the comparative cost, each country should concentrate on the production of those goods for which it is best suited, that is, natural resources, climate, labor, supply, technology, and level of development. This will reduce the cost of production all over the world. This theory of comparative cost encourages the international trade. Now we have come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.